The topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Camping Show. I'm C.W. Getz.
And I'm Willow Munson.
It is Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022, and we have a 16-degree, chilly 16-degree, partly cloudy, breezy evening here in north central Illinois. Willow, what is the temperature down in the deep south of Pennsylvania?
I hate to brag, but we hit like 65 today. It was sunny, but it's supposed to go back down to like 20s tonight. So that's sad, but it was so beautiful out today.
65.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
That's incredible. I am extremely jealous of that. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely be in the shorts and the flops. I might even go barefoot with that weather, 65. But
no.
Wow, nice. I am jealous. Well, tonight's episode is brought to you by Sandsbug, the quickest tent you've ever pitched.
By Campground Views, making camping easier.
By Rutabaga Paddle Sports, providing time on the water.
And by Novacraft Canoe, connecting with nature since 1970.
Tonight's episode is an Alaskan Way of Life with our special guest, Chevy Horval. Willow, can you tell us a little bit about Chevy, please?
31-year-old native Alaskan adventurer, artist, and social media content creator, Chevy Horval, along with her husband Andrew, own and operate short and long-term rental housing in Ketchikan, Alaska. Chevy's passion for the Alaskan way of life is quite evident in each of the videos she creates for her social media platforms. Among Chevy's favorites are spending time outdoors, hiking, hunting, fishing, cold water swimming, geocaching, and eating meals of fresh fish and wild game. One of the most notable endeavors on Chevy's bucket list includes a solo wilderness survival trip.
Well, with that, welcome to the show, Chevy. How you doing?
Welcome, Chevy.
Hello, thank you for having me.
How was your weather in Alaska, Ketchikan, Alaska?
Right now, it is 34 degrees and it has snowed several inches. We haven't had snow for weeks and now it is back.
So I guess I shouldn't feel too badly. Willow's got 60, what did you say, 68 degrees, 65?
65. Let's not get too
Very
crazy.
nice.
And I'm complaining about, well, it's 16. What is that, 16? Is that what I said? Yeah, that's not very much. And you got 30 some degrees? So
Yep. Last 2 days ago, it was like in the 40s and I was like, wait, come back.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, that's got to be, okay, so my computer just says 21 now. I'm thinking it is 16, but yeah, 21 degrees Fahrenheit. I think we had a little technical problem before the show here. I think there's something going on with my computer, but it says 21 now. I'm still the low guy on the totem pole. I'm a little jealous of both of you. So, but hey, spring is coming, right? So be patient. I guess that's what I should do. Anyway, yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Let's start off by having you give us a little background on your heritage and family history in Alaska.
Well, my father is from Idaho and my mom is from Alaska. She's an Alaskan native and my grandma is 100% Tlingit, which is an indigenous people here in Alaska. When I was 7, my parents split and my dad remarried. And now I have an awesome bonus mom. I call her a bonus mom because stepmom is just not good enough. And then I have a brother and a sister.
That's very cool. Yeah, that's, well, and I'm just going to bring this up. A while back, you posted a video showing the price of, what was it? The price of meat. It was like a roast in there and some hamburger in one of the supermarkets, and they're in Alaskan Ketchikan, I believe it was, right? It was a Ketchikan grocery store.
Yep, it was actually a Safeway, and my husband and I were walking along because we were picking up some milk. He drinks the milk, not I, because I am lactose intolerant.
Okay.
Which actually, funny enough, a lot of Alaska natives are.
Oh, wow.
But besides the point, we were walking and we were passing the meat section, and we never buy meat. Well, rarely buy meat from there.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll pick up a chicken, but Other than that, no meat besides what we hunt. And so we're walking along, and Judah, my husband, Andrew, was like, "Wow, look at the price of that." It was $178 for this like chunk of meat. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" And he's like, "Make a TikTok video," and I'm like, "Okay."
Absolutely.
And what's funny is one of my friends, Madison, she lives over in Kloak, which is like a super quick flight, not even an hour long, and she duetted my video of that. And my hunk of meat was 178. Her same hunk of meat, the price over there was $321.
Wow.
I was like,
Holy
ah.
smokes. And how big okay, how much weight was that? How many pounds was that? And it was I'm guessing a roast you're talking about?
It Yeah, it was a roast, and I think it was.
I mean,
Mm,
are Alaskans typically like how do I want to say this? Independently
18 pounds. 18 pounds.
18 pounds. Are Alaskans just all independently wealthy so that you can all afford that kind of meat prices or what?
Definitely not.
The land of millionaires. Well, we don't care what we're paying. But yeah, that's what first the first I knew that there was a Chevy out there, and I said, well, what is this? And we got to get this girl on the show. I mean, it's just I want to talk about this kind of stuff because I had no idea. And then we talked, and I learned what the whole program, well, not the whole program, but at least that part of the program is like up there. And I showed that to my friends. They go, whoa, the prices. And then you sort of filled me in on that. So, but yeah, I like your videos. That's I'm glad your husband suggested that because that was
Yeah, me
excellent.
too.
Yeah.
It
Well,
definitely went
before,
semi-viral.
Yeah, I can imagine.
yeah, that exciting for you, or it was like, what do I do with all these people?
I've had about like 2 other videos go viral, and there's so many comments that it is way overwhelming, and it goes from, 3 comments to thousands upon thousands. I can't even read that many comments in
Wow.
one day, kind of like it is overwhelming.
Did you ever anticipate that happening?
No, I always do these thought out videos, and I work so hard and spend hours trying to create this one video, and it flops. And then the one where I'm like, "Hey, let's do this," and it takes 2 seconds to make, viral.
Isn't that funny?
I
Well,
feel
if
like
it's
that's always how it works.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before we continue, we had a comment or a question from someone. Oh, Camper69 is asking, how many geocaches have you found?
Just over 1,000.
I'm surprised you know that number.
Wow.
That's impressive. I would have no idea.
After I hit 1,000, I slowed down a lot, honestly. And there's not many to be found here in Ketchikan, so I maybe find 1 or 2 a year just to like pace myself so I don't run out too quickly.
That's funny. So, for the reason, going back to the question about the insane price of meat, is hunting going to stay mainstream then because it's just so expensive to buy meat in stores?
Hunting is definitely a huge part of many Alaskans' lives. Like, I know probably a lot more hunters than non-hunters here. Not even sure if I could list a non-hunter that I know. If they don't hunt, they fish or they shrimp and crab. They get their meat somehow, and it's not often at the grocery store. I mean, a lot of people too. The big price on the meat, the way they sell it, if it doesn't sell when it's that high, is they wait till it's like on expiration date or day before,
Oh
and
wow.
then they drop the prices insanely, and then everybody flocks in and grabs the meat up.
Of course. Of course. Oh my
But
God.
yeah, speaking of hunting, that's what I was doing this very weekend.
Yeah, I saw some pictures of that. Yeah, let's tell you know what? Well, let me ask you this question first, and then I want to ask you about that. Why isn't there more cattle production there? I'm assuming there is some cattle production, but why isn't there more?
I actually I Googled that because there's definitely no cows in Ketchikan, but I wanted to see if there's cows in other parts of Alaska.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's just over 1,000 cows, it appears, but there's definitely none in Ketchikan, and I'm not sure how many there are in Southeast Alaska, but Ketchikan itself, It's too mountainous. There's too many cliffs. It'd be hard to get like a nice, decent plot of land where cows can roam around and
Oh, wow.
do anything in. And where there's not mountains, there's the ocean right there. And to feed the cows, if you were to grow whatever they eat, you'd have to chop down all the old growth forest, which takes away the land from the, local animals.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to do that, then you'd have to ship in all their feed, which shipping to Alaska, as you saw from the meat prices, is
Yeah.
astronomical.
Yeah. Yeah. So going back to what we were talking about, hunting, what is the main source? I guess what is the main meat there that everybody eats? Like here, of course, it's generally steak. We're cattle production around here, steak and pork and chicken. But what is it there?
Other than salmon and halibut, like the top red meat would be Sitka black-tailed deer, which is a
Okay.
bit smaller than the deer they have down south, most of them.
Mhm.
And this year, the limit for black-tailed deer was getting 4 of them. And here, you're not allowed to shoot any does. Like, unlike down south where they have a higher population that they're trying to manage, they let you shoot does down there. But here, they only let you shoot the bucks.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I guess that makes sense with keeping the reproductive track correct. But
Since so many people hunt here, they
yeah.
have to limit it to the bucks, or else they need the
Yeah,
does around.
So
absolutely.
how was hunting this weekend? Tell me about it. I'm interested.
So deer season is over, so I did not go deer hunting, but I went seal hunting since I'm Native Alaskan myself, and I got 5 seals, which
Wow.
I'm planning on turning the hides into clothing to keep warm, and then I'm taking the fat and I cut it into small pieces and I'm rendering it down to oil so I could dip foods in there and eat it. And then I could also use the fat oil for cooking. And then I got the meat off and vacuum packed it and stored it in the freezer so I could eat it later on.
That's so cool. And
That's so
okay,
cool.
you were talking about herring eggs, dipping the herring eggs, which by the way are I mean, they're actually not the egg. They aren't really eggs, are they? I mean, they're the
Yeah.
fit.
Yep.
They
They're
are
herring eggs.
they are the
They're,
eggs. Okay. I didn't know if
they're
that
like
was the
this
case.
little fish that lays thousands upon thousands of eggs on
Mhm.
branches in the water and then on kelp. And a lot of people go out and they stick branches in there and tie it to like a rope. And then after the herring, like huge swarms of herring come by, lay their eggs, and then go off. The people pull up their rope and they have these huge branches full of thousands of herring eggs.
Wow. Wow. I saw something similar like that about isn't like they mussels are the same way on these branches, or there's these sort of things that they pull out of the water. They leave them in there for a while and they come up and there's all these mussels attached to this, whatever it is. It's interesting. And these seals, and there was something you explained about a non-Native American cannot help a Native American assist.
Oh,
Yeah, tell us
yes.
about that. I was not aware of this. This is all new to me. How does that
So
work?
I'm just gonna say I'm pretty sore right now. My neck hurts, my arms hurts, my shoulders hurt, my legs hurt, my back is hurting, and that's because
Sounds like you
the
need a
laws.
massage or
Yeah,
something like that, right?
I know, I do.
Masseuse. Yeah.
Um, but the laws have it so that a non-native Alaskan, you cannot help a native Alaskan harvest a seal. So that means, well, my husband's white, so when we go out, I have to drive the boat. I have to do the shooting and then the skinning and then the fleshing and then all the carving up of the seals, and that some of those seals, like 300 pounds, and
Whoa.
the smallest one I got probably weighed as much as I do. So you can imagine me trying to drag that sucker, not sucker, but they're just so heavy.
Yeah, I
You're
know
like,
that's gonna be
"Ah!"
I would have called it something else, but yeah.
Sorry. Just like,
Oh wow.
by the end of it, you're just exhausted and tired, and you're like, "Oh man, why did
Yeah.
I do this to myself?" But in the end, it's worth it because you get the food, you get the fat, you get the hides, and um, by the end of the day, you're like thankful you worked all that time, and you thank the animal for giving up its life and
Yeah.
to
How
help support your life. basically.
How many, so you got, how many 5 seals? How many pounds total do you figure that you actually have in meat? And how long does that last you guys then?
Well, actually, seals don't have a ton of meat on them,
Oh,
surprisingly.
okay.
They have like 3 inches of blubber
Oh, wow.
all around them, and they have so much fat to keep them warm. So there's a lot less meat than there is fat, and so you don't actually get a whole heck of a lot of meat, but
Yeah. It's a
you get
lot
a
of work
lot of
for
fat.
a lot of work for a little bit of, yeah. Wow.
How do
Yeah.
you how do you turn the fat into oil or something that you can dip in? Is it through heat or is there another method?
That's one way. If you can render fat down by heating it up in a pan or a pot,
Mhm.
but let me tell you what, seals have such a strong odor. You do not want to do that inside your house. I mean, a lot of people do, but I
Oh,
don't.
wow.
I don't want to
Wow.
smell my house up. So, a different way to render down the fat is to take the fat chunks and cut it into tiny little pieces, and then you put it in a jar and you stir it twice a day, and eventually it'll all render down into oil, which you will
Wow.
take and strain, so you get all the dirt or anything that you missed the first time washing it,
Mhm.
and then you have your jars of oil.
Yeah.
That's so
good.
interesting.
Yeah, it is.
And do you ever grow your own produce up there? Is that even possible with the climate?
Absolutely. A lot of people have greenhouses here, and there's been some US record at least, cabbages and produce grown here. They just get
Oh,
so big
wow.
Wow.
during the summer because we have such long hours during the summer, but in the winter
Mhm.
you can't really grow anything unless it's inside or in a greenhouse or something.
Yeah.
But
That's nuts.
That's really
I do
impressive.
not have a green thumb, and I am terrible at growing anything without killing it.
It's okay.
Oh, that's
If you can hunt seals, you don't need to do anything
Yeah,
else. You're
right.
good.
Yeah.
That's your talent.
Yes, exactly. I feel like I've done my part. But
Oh,
actually, they say that seal liver has basically all of the vitamins and nutrients you need. It's almost like an overdose, so you don't want to eat too much seal liver, but
wow.
that you can
That's
get a
so
lot of
cool.
good stuff from seal liver.
You guys got to be way healthier than we are down here in the
That's why we
mid.
look so young.
I
I'm
know, right?
actually 45.
Yeah,
I'm
here
just
in
kidding.
the
I'm 31.
I was like, wait, what?
yeah, you got to be
Oh.
a lot healthier than we are here in the mid deep south. Middle deep south. But yeah, oh my gosh, that's great though.
Okay, guys, on that note, we're going to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be back with more of the camping show on W4CY Radio and Talk 4 TV after these messages.
I love camping, but hate setting up and packing. Sound familiar? With the SansBug pop-up tent, you simply toss it in the air. Bug-free in 1 second. Cliff Jacobson, America's most published wilderness expert, has this to say. At well under $100, these tents are a bargain. They are not toys. With a well-designed tarp, they should withstand a long, heavy rain. I'm impressed by the full coverage fly. It stakes right into the ground. No short cap fly for the wind to get under. In all, I think you have an excellent product here, even though it's one designed for casual camping. Namely, the kind of camping most people and scouts do. The SansBug has been used by the U.S. and Canadian military, disaster response volunteers in Haiti, ecologists in Madagascar, and doctors in the Amazon. SansBug, the quickest tent you've ever pitched. Find us on sansbug.com.
It's time to go camping. Introducing Campground View's virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sites, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground View's virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "We don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutubaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on The Camping Show.
There's nothing like being out there. For over 50 years, we've been connecting people with nature by building classic Canadian canoe designs using the best materials available. We built a reputation on durable, dependable canoes that allow you to focus on what's important, whether that's unplugging in remote wilderness, spending quality time with your favorite people, or nailing the perfect line. Visit novacraft.com to find the perfect canoe for you and locate your nearest authorized dealer.
And we're back with our guest, Chevy Horville, here on a camping show. Chevy, what type of weather is typical where you're at in Ketchikan?
Mostly rain, and more rain.
Oh, you mean
It
like throughout the
rains,
year, huh?
yeah, about 200 days of the year,
Whoa.
generally, at least. And anywhere from 150 to 200 inches a year.
Holy cow.
Snow is actually pretty rare here, so I like seeing it. It's a new and novel for me sometimes. We only get about 31 inches per year on average. And
So
then
is that why I saw you in one of the videos go up to one of those conifer trees, or I don't know what kind of tree it was, but it was sort of an evergreen tree, and you ate the snow right off the
oh,
branch?
yeah.
I remember that. I'm thinking, wow, she likes snow, but it's so rare, you're saying, that
Yeah, it's
you
like,
did.
"Oh, yay."
Wow.
And you know what's funny? I got, a lot of comments saying, "Don't eat the snow. They say if you light it on fire, it turns black," and that's because of a certain chemical in the lighters. If you light snow with a lighter, it will turn black, and that's because of the
Whoa.
chemical reaction. It's not because the snow is dirty. It's the reaction of the chemical in the lighter, which
Oh,
I
wow.
learned during that video, after that video, because I'm like, "What?"
Wow. Did not know
Yeah,
that. I'm learning so much on this
seems
episode.
like
I'm telling you,
folklore.
there's so many things I have and did not know, and I'm glad we're
I'm
doing
gonna
it.
eat the snow if I want to.
Yeah, does it turn
Yeah, I'll
black
eat
in
it
your
if
mouth?
it's dirty anyway.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, wow.
So, what type of outdoor adventuring is common there?
A common hobby would be hiking and boating. Um, boating, if you don't hunt, then a lot of people go out just to cruise around and relax, swim in the water, have fun. But
With 200 inches of rain a year, I would imagine that's quite the thing. I mean, you'd have to own a boat, I would think, right?
right, with 200 inches of rain a year, there are waterfalls upon waterfalls.
Oh, wow.
On a rainy
Wow.
day, you'll be driving and pass by like one waterfall every 20 feet.
Wow.
Like small ones, but
I
they're
love
they're
waterfalls.
there.
Yeah. Oh, my
Yeah, but so do you get more rain than snow because you're more of a coastal area? Is that why you're just you're near a huge body of water? Because when I think of Alaska, I
Absolutely.
think ice and snow.
I do
Right.
too, right?
Everybody thinks it's an ice cube up here, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Ketchikan is actually the southernmost one of the southernmost cities in Alaska,
Mhm.
and the weather here is pretty temperate, which means 70s and 60s is what it is in the summer, and then in the
Okay.
winter it's usually 30s to 40s. Whereas up north they get below freezing, below zero temperatures quite often, and it's pretty normal to be very cold up there. But
Mhm.
in Ketchikan, we also have we don't have the months of winter in Ketchikan. We have sunlight every day of the winter. It's just a little bit shorter days.
Oh.
And up north, they have like with the furthest point in Alaska, they have like 6 months of darkness, and then 6 months of summer, basically.
Yeah, Arctic
we're-
Circle.
Yeah. You know, you're talking about your weather sounds better up north than what we have here in Illinois, because we get way
I
below
think
zero.
it is.
Oh, we've had 40 below and things like some stupid things.
I don't even know if Ketchikan's ever reached that cold.
I think I'm going to move.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to move there. And the summers, you say it's 60s and 70s. Does it get really humid there? What about the bugs? Do you have any bug issues up there? What kind of bugs do you have?
Lots of there's no-see-ums, mosquitoes, and white socks, and they're all bitey, and they'll suck your blood and give you the no-see-ums and white socks especially. They'll give you like these big welts
Wow.
on your skin, and they're super itchy.
How about black flies? You got those?
I don't know, unless they're the same as the white socks. White socks, I think, is just a nickname for what we call this fly that bites you.
Right.
It's because they have like the little legs are black, but the tips are white. So that's why we call them that.
Interesting. Yeah.
I'm not sure the real name, actually.
Yeah. You're into cold water swimming, as I understand it. How did you get into that? I mean, that just sounds, I see people doing polar dips and things, and I just don't get it, but that's me. But cold water swimming, how cold is the water, first of all? And then how did you get into that?
The temperature of the water varies from about 39 degrees to 51 to 2 degrees
Okay.
in the summer and winter. And I believe I started swimming a lot in the ocean during my high school years, and I just loved swimming in the ocean a lot. I even remember one time I skipped class to go swimming in the ocean.
Aw,
And I took a
that's
whole group of my
awesome.
friends, and we grabbed a blow-up mattress, and we put it on the end of the dock, and we'd run on the dock and jump on the blow-up mattress and then hop into the ocean.
Oh, wow.
But since then, I just swam in the ocean a lot. And then my bonus mom said I should do the polar plunge for fundraising for the Special Olympics.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And it was beginning of COVID 2020. So it was all virtual. And I was like, how can I do this? All right, you know what I'll do? I will start jumping in the ocean every single day to kind of promote it. And I'll do a live stream of me jumping in the ocean instead of just a posted video once I reached 3,000. And I actually made it a ways above my mark by a few $100s. And I was like, yeah, sweet.
Good
It's
for
awesome.
you.
Good for you.
So cool.
And in where you're living, what are the 3 top industries?
That would be tourism, fishing, and logging used to be one of the top, but it's not really so much anymore.
That's
So
good.
I had to Google that, and it's actually mining now. Would be one of the top
Really?
3. Yeah.
Mining for oil?
Yeah. What kind of mining?
No minerals, I believe.
Okay.
I'm not sure what exactly.
Interesting.
Uranium.
Yeah.
I know there's a mountain of uranium close by.
Oh, dang. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that note, we're going to take our last break, but don't go away. We'll be back with more of the camping show on W4CY Radio and Talk 4 TV after these messages.
I love camping, but hate setting up and packing. Sound familiar? With the Sandsbug pop-up tent, you simply toss it in the air. Bug-free in 1 second. Cliff Jacobson, America's most published wilderness expert, has this to say. At well under $100, these tents are a bargain. They are not toys. With a well-designed tarp, they should withstand a long, heavy rain. I'm impressed by the full coverage fly. It stakes right into the ground. No short cap fly for the wind to get under. In all, I think you have an excellent product here, even though it's one designed for casual camping. Namely, the kind of camping most people and scouts do. The Sandsbug has been used by the U.S. and Canadian military, disaster response volunteers in Haiti, ecologists in Madagascar, and doctors in the Amazon. Sandsbug, the quickest tent you've ever pitched. Find us on sandsbug.com.
It's time to go camping. Introducing Campground View's virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sites, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground View's virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "We don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutabaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on the camping show.
There's nothing like being out there. For over 50 years, we've been connecting people with nature by building classic Canadian canoe designs using the best materials available. We built a reputation on durable, dependable canoes that allow you to focus on what's important, whether that's unplugging in remote wilderness, spending quality time with your favorite people, or nailing the perfect line. Visit novacraft.com to find the perfect canoe for you and locate your nearest authorized dealer.
And we're back on the show here with our guest, Chevy Horvath. Well, go ahead.
So you're an artist, also an artist. I want to know more about the type of artwork you create.
My favorite medium is painting. I love kind of mixing up modern with Tlingit formline, Northwest Art formline, and the actual I made that out of metal right up there, and it's a raven with a carrying the sun inside of it, and that comes from a traditional story about how ravens stole the sun. And I actually have a painting to show you.
Yeah, I see all your paint stuff in the background. Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is my little art studio, part of it at least. That's why it looks a little messy. So you can sneak peek into my half of my art studio area.
It looks remarkably clean for a studio.
I tried a little bit. I knew the show was coming, but here's one of the paintings I made. This is a Misty Mountain series where I do like Misty Mountains and then native formline in the background.
Very cool.
It's incredible.
Do you know the song Misty Mountain Hop by Led Zeppelin? Because that would fit the whole. You know that song, do you?
I don't
Oh,
actually.
you have to look that up. It's Misty Mountain Hop, Led Zeppelin. I think that would be a great little theme song for any.
I will.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Do you more use artwork as a creative outlet, or have you ever thought about selling it to like promote or spread the kind of joy of what you see in the world around you?
I've actually started my art business back in 2020, and I sold almost all of my art pieces. I only have like a very few limited amount left, but in the year of 2021, my best friend passed away, and I kind of went on a year-long vacation away from art. I don't know. I just lost my muse. I lost my desire to make it, but this year I'll be making more, and I'll be selling it online as well. And I have an Etsy page and Facebook page promoting all of it as well.
Awesome.
Very cool. We got about 10 minutes left. Roxy, can we have you put up Chevy's photos and we'll have her tell us a little bit about each of them? All right, here we go.
Okay, that one was a deer hunting trip. That was more like a hike because we brought our dog, and so we knew we wouldn't find any, but we just wanted to take our dog and have like a little family trip. So it was my husband, my dog, and I. and we went hiking around looking for deer, but we didn't see any, of course.
Is that a boat out there? That looks extremely
Yep.
foggy. Wow.
That's our boat. Yeah.
Wow. That looks very foggy. Does it get like that up there a lot? You get a lot of fog out there?
Yes,
Yeah, I'll bet.
yes, lots of fog. Almost it's foggy almost every day, it seems like to me. I would like to say we're probably foggier than London.
Oh, wow. That's very
Wow.
Oh, okay. That one was a seal hunting trip, and I got a seal, and it sunk, but luckily it wasn't too deep. So what I had to do is get a fishing pole and then hook it, and then kind of drag it myself to the beach right there. And then after that, I processed it on the beach.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. That's pretty good if you're doing that right in the field like that, right? That's
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work, that's for sure.
I can imagine. Now, what are we looking at here? What is that? I like that.
That is a dance apron. I just made that in one of the classes I took. The
That's
Totem
cool.
Heritage Center hosts these native arts classes, and they made one of them a dance apron class with Mike D'Angeli, and he taught us how to make dance aprons, and that's a deer hide that I painted on
Oh, wow.
and made it into a dance apron.
That's very cool. Very cool.
That is a painting I made, and it's called the Geocaches series. And so far, that is one of my highest selling paintings. And it
I
went
was
to
about to say
California.
it's stunning.
It looks like
Yeah.
3D. It really
Yeah,
does.
I didn't know it was a painting at first,
didn't either.
honestly.
I didn't.
I thought it was a picture of like a boat
That's what
in a weird angle. Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing.
And you guys don't know what the Geocache is, do you?
No, but I think I've had them before. No, I'm joking.
Oh gosh.
No, I
No.
don't know what they are. I don't.
It's a mythical creature, kind of like, have you heard what the candelabra is, or
Yeah.
a scary creature in Tlingit mythology that mothers warn their children not to stray alone too close to the ocean or streams, because the Kushtaka is kind of a spiritual creature that's looks like in between an otter and a human, and it can trick you into thinking it's one of your relatives who's passed away, and it can draw you into the water and drown you or turn you into one of them.
Wow.
Wow.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
that's why that boat is empty, because that person disappeared under
Ah,
mysterious circumstances.
that's interesting. Very cool. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Is that the end of our pictures? No, we still got more. Here we go.
Ooh, we had a big group of friends come up from down south, and we hiked the Traverse, which is like 16, 17 miles long, 2-day trip. And that's my dog, Avery. And she gave out, she was done walking. So not long after that,
You'll
she
carry
had
me
to be
now and
carried.
yeah.
She had to be carried. She's 60 pounds.
Whoa.
Whoa.
50 pounds.
It's okay.
She looks small. She's a big dog.
Oh.
She's giving you training for getting all those seals in the boat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. That's a cool picture.
That was a hunting trip. That was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think it was a deer hunting trip, that or grouse.
You know
Grouse or
something?
ptarmigan.
That could be on the cover of Huntress magazine. I don't even know.
I should send it in.
Yes, you should. That's an excellent picture. Oh my gosh. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Oh, that is my view from my house. I get to wake up to a beautiful sunrise every single day if I could
Holy crap.
see anything through the rain and snow.
That is nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Oh, that's one of my best friends, Sarah. Then that was during the Traverse hike, the 16, 17-mile hike that Avery quit on us.
Oh. I like this photo. What is this? Belongs on one of those covers too. I'm not sure what magazine, but it's very artistic, I think.
Thank you. That I used to live in Seattle, and I became really good friends with a talented photographer named Dylan Randolph. and I visit him once a year at least, and we do a photo shoot together.
Yeah.
And that's from last year.
That's very cool. That's a very cool photo. You like that. Well, so winding down here, you and your husband have done a good bit of traveling. I'm just wondering, how would you rate Alaska? Because I know you just came from Costa Rica, and I don't know if we have time to share that story, but I do know that you seem to like it. And it was great when you first got there. It kind of turned into an unexpected, some surprises. But you've been to plenty of other places. How would you rate your home state of Alaska compared to all of the other places you've been?
I've been to all 50 states, and I've liked at least one thing out of all of them.
Mhm.
And there's something beautiful you can find everywhere you go. But comparatively, I find Alaska to be just a little bit wilder. The people may be a little bit crazier, maybe a little bit of cabin fever here and there. Um, we definitely have darker days than the rest of the US, even in Southeast Alaska, uh, and longer summers, which is the best part of Alaska, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
overall, one word to describe the difference would be wild.
I think it's interesting. A lot of people say, "Oh, I can't wait to go to Florida on vacation. I can't wait to go to Costa Rica, Belize, whatever." Um, do a lot of people do the same thing in Alaska? Like, I can't wait to get out of here. But then, of course, it's always fun to get back home, or nice to get back
Oh,
home.
yeah.
But is that pretty common there, like it is here in Illinois? I don't know, if it's like that in every state, but is it like that there?
Absolutely. Ketchikan is on an island, and people definitely get like island fever, cabin fever over here.
Mm.
So during the winter, especially, a lot of people travel out of state or at least out of the city and uh, go to a lower 48 state, or a lot of people go to Mexico or Costa Rica or just somewhere else to, get a breath of fresh air. It gets
So,
small here.
yeah, so it's pretty common that everybody is kind of in the same boat, so to speak. It doesn't matter whether you live in paradise or not, anywhere.
Yeah.
You just got to get away and do something different sometimes. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, that would.
Even if you don't like wherever you went and visited, it makes you come back to your home and appreciate it more.
I can
Yes.
imagine. Yeah, I can
Yes.
imagine. Yeah, absolutely.
Where can our audience find you on social media and also to go purchase your beautiful artwork?
I am on TikTok as AK Chev, and I'm on Instagram as Alaskan Chev. Oh, there it is. Yeah. And on either of those, there is a link that will take you to my Facebook art page, which shows all the past art I've done. And also, there is an Etsy shop that is on the link that will show you all the stuff I'm selling.
Yeah, that's very cool. Well, Chevy, we'd like to thank you for being our guest here on the Camping Show. It was a pleasure having you with you. I have, for one, I'll speak for myself, I have learned a hell of a lot from this episode, and that's you've got a lot to share. And I thought this is definitely going to be a very informational, educational show. At least it has been for me. So, but thank you for being here and appearing.
Thank you so much for having me.
Very welcome.
We'd also like to thank our sponsors, Sandsbug, Campground Views, Rutabaga Paddle Sports, and Novacraft Canoe for bringing you tonight's show.
Be sure to tune in for next week's episode, Finding U.S. Campgrounds and Campsites, with our special guest, Mark Koepp.
Until then, thank you for tuning into The Camping Show.
This is C.W. Getz
and Willow Munson,
reminding you,
learn more,
do more. See you next week.
Bye.